lesson learned and also a trip I had. And it begins in Wisconsin when I was about to do the roofing on my log cabin I decided to build. So we're up on a roof and we're using these ladder jacks. And I was told to use just regular roofing nails, right, to hold these ladder jacks in place. Now this is a steep, very steep roof. And I'm up on a roof with my son, and he's on the other side. And we're working, and all of a sudden, I feel the nail heads break off, releasing the ladder jack that is supporting a 2x4 that I'm standing on. Now I'm at the peak of the roof, steep. Well, the next moment, I feel myself sliding off the roof, gaining speed, and eventually flying off the roof and landing in mud. Well, the lesson learned is I didn't ask two important questions. How long of a nail I should be using, and also what type. Well, when I purchased the roofing nails, I went for the flashy, shiny ones, and they were made in Taiwan. What happened is I should have bought galvanized and much longer nails. The trip I took was going down the roof. The lesson learned is always ask questions. No matter how minor or important, get all the information you need to do any project. So that is my experience, lesson learned, and trip. So look at the step 6. It's the practice of the presentation in advance, of course. You never want to practice in front of the customer. And also the evaluation, which may result in a modification or possibly a major overhaul. It's a rare individual that could take a best prepared presentation and deliver it effectively on a first attempt. There are many presentation pitfalls that could occur, and some of them of which are noted here on a view graph, such as spoken words sometimes don't flow as they do on paper. Therefore, practicing may bring out some problem areas and you can modify the presentation. There are also distractions that may come up during the presentation at a customer site. By going through the presentation prior or in advance, you can have a nice flow and know the product, and it'd be much easier to look over some of the distractions. Handling of the presentation aids might interfere with your presentation. Sometimes it's a good practice to just go over your presentation in the office with a view graph and get familiar with the equipment. Also, you might not be knowledgeable enough about the subject matter. That may present problems during the presentation in case there's questions that may crop up that you can't answer. Always be prepared to know the product and the subject matter. Audience is cold and unresponsive. Well, maybe you didn't do your homework. Maybe the objective that you thought you were looking for, the benefits of your product, aren't just a correct fit for it. So you might have to go back and reevaluate your presentation. Let's look at some of the methods of practicing. One, which is the easiest, is to give a presentation aloud to yourself, maybe to your family or your peers. I wouldn't suggest it in a public location like an airport or restaurant. It is an easy thing to do. Secondly, a videotape helps, such as what we're doing here today and yesterday. If you had the equipment at home, fine, or in the office, it's a good tool to use to do practicing. Third, audio. Audio tape. A lot of people have the micro cassettes that they can record and hear your presentation and erase and redo and whatever. It's a nice, convenient way of practicing. Also, the most important, I feel, is to give a dry run, either to your peers at the office or your family. Give it to a live audience. See their reactions. And second part of the practice preparation is evaluation. In practicing and doing videotapes, you'll evaluate, perhaps modify, and again, There might be some major overhauls required. Or your practice session may go smoothly in confirming all the planning that you have done. Or you may have identified areas in a presentation, again, that may need modifying. There's a tired cliche, practice makes perfect, but it will be very unlikely if you ever will give a perfect presentation. I like to say, no practice spells disaster. And remember, preparation process is a very important part of a presentation practice session. My name is Joe Bazotic. I'm with Network Systems Data Sales, and I was invited by your Vice President, Mr. Kessler, and he asked me to give a presentation on our software product called Smartware. Let me begin with just explaining the relationship between AT&T and Informix. We have a business arrangement where AT&T chose Informix for an integrated software package that delivers word processing, spreadsheet, and also time manager in a modular form. And we market that product in a DOS environment and also for Unix-based systems. What is Smartware? Smartware obviously has been designed to maximize productivity for a single PC user as well as multi-user systems. Now, before I go any further, let me ask a couple of questions. First of all, is there anybody in the room that has not used a PC? Obviously no. So you know the importance and the power of a microprocessor. How many PCs are in your office or organization? Lots. I counted 5, okay? Meredith's secretary has one. She's doing her WordPerfect for word processing. I noticed one in sales and 2 in marketing, a couple printers, and the accounting department has one. But there's one big problem I've noticed. No one's talking to each other. Now, what does that mean? Well, for instance, Meredith's secretary, she's doing her word processing. She loves her WordPerfect. She gets along fine, right? But now she wants to do a mass mailing, okay? She wants to send to Bill's customers some brochures and that. Bill is out of town. He can't be reached, okay? She needs addresses. She calls, she contacts Bill. He faxes over a list of names and addresses, and she gets it out. A lot of time wasted, right? Okay. Now we look at the marketing organization. They need some data from Bill. He's out making sales calls, that's fine. He talks to some other person, gets some information, adds it to his system, takes a lot of time. What I'm trying to get to now is that Smartware offers connectivity as well as productivity. And let me go on to say that with Smartware, it also provides you with a situation where you're network ready. What does that mean? Well, Smartware is compatible with a lot of leading local area networking vendors. Christine gave a presentation the other day, you may have attended, on AT&T Starland. She pointed out the different benefits of tie-in PCs and extracting information from other PCs and bringing that information together in front of your screen without having to hunt down other people. What I'm getting at is network ready means that you're ready for today's growth and requirements and also tomorrow's. Let's look at some of the other major players in local area networking. AT&T Starland, of course, being on top of my list. They were the innovators of a certain scheme that uses twisted pair that Christine explained. It's a very inexpensive way of connecting PCs with an add-on board and be able to talk to everybody. Other players AST, PCnet, IBM, of course, with their PC cluster. Banyan, Novell has a real good software package that runs on our hardware as well as their own. Ungerman, Bass, and Corvus, to name a few. Okay, you may ask what this smartware software includes. Well, everybody in this room has been using some form of word processing system. I mentioned Meredith's secretary, she's using WordPerfect. Some other vendors, database management, spreadsheets, whatever. So I won't go into detail in explaining each one, but the important thing about smartware is it's modular. Okay, these separate pieces can be taken separately and grow into other modules if you need spreadsheets as well as time manager. Smart Communications gives you auto dial capabilities. It can also be used for unattended answering and receiving messages. Time Manager is a nice calendar for the salespeople to incorporate their schedule in it. And also, Mary would be able to have access to Bill's calendar and also update it freely, and he would not even be required to be in the office. So what does that all that give you? Well, let's look at, say, your arrangement in your office, okay, using smartware and also AT&T Starland. Now, they're all connected through easy-to-use Starland network tools, the inexpensive indoor, or I should say in-house wiring, a twisted pair. It's very easy to set up. A system of yours would probably take less than an hour. Very little administration, nice, easy to use menus. Very easy to operate. We have connected now Mary and the other people in sales, accounting, and marketing to the smartware server. And it's not an additional hardware piece that you have to purchase. Your investment is there. You can use, say, a fifth PC that's not being used by Bill in sales as a server, and connect sales, marketing, and accounting together with Mary. Now, Mary, for example, can go into the smartware system, look into Bill's database that he had prepared, pull up all the addresses and names and mailing addresses by either zip code or company name or by state, and print out the labels automatically. Bill doesn't have to be around. Sales could extract data from marketing, such as pricing, to do a quote, and so on and so forth. But I think you see the benefits already of smartware and the Starland PC network. Let's go back to my original statement. Regarding smartware, and it is indeed ready for today and tomorrow. It allows you to incorporate other vendors' hardware, such as you're doing now. I noticed IBM PCs and AT&T and some clones. It leaves a door open to future technology also. That concludes my presentation on smartware. However, we do have a system operating a sales organization, 2 PCs connected with smartware running. I'll be here for 2.5 hours if you would like a demo on the product. Thank you.